What is happening, gang? It's your boy Techneex, and we are back with some more Bleach Rebirth of Souls. That is right, and of course, as you guys can hear, my mic is finally fixed, so we are here to go ahead and show you guys the new gameplay trailers that are dropping. Today, we got Ichigo, Rukia, and Uryu. That is right, we got 3 characters that are dropped today, that have dropped today in the past 12 hours. And I also want to talk about something very important that is going to be in my next video. So stay tuned for my next video. You guys love Bleach. You guys like this. You already know what to do. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the follow. Continue coming through here for the best Rebirth of Soul content, because I got something that you guys are not going to expect that I'm going to be talking about. And I promise you, this is very important for those who love Bleach and those who are expecting this game. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we get here. All right, Rebirth of Souls, the substitute Shinigami. Okay, I'm loving this intro so far. Let me see. There's a lot of things to go. Like, I'm gonna replay the video, but I'm gonna let it play to see exactly what we get. Okay. All right. You got a reverse action. Is that unique to him? Special flash attack and that was watch out for spiritual pressure. Spiritual pressure move is called wielding. Okay. Reverse to fate. Bad guy. Okay. That looks this is fucking crazy. Dude, this game is insane with it. I ain't going front. Okay, that was hot. That was hot off the audio. All right, here we go. So first of all, we see this intro here, the substitute Shinigami intro. Zangetsu, we get that very powerful, resourceful infighter. Ichigo is the substitute Soul Reaper who is fighting using a sword and has an unknown power with him. So they kind of give you a little biography of the character, and then from that biography, we go ahead and kind of like get a little insight on some of the stuff that's happening with him. So reverse action is the key to offense and defense in this game. In addition to the effects of the normal reverse action, Ichigo is given various enhancements such as a boost in basic performance, changes in some actions, and an increase in damage from the key combo. So Ichigo's specialty. So everybody does have a reverse action here. So like when you're in the middle of an attack, being able to counter, reverse, I guess, everything that's going on, or certain attacks. But in Ichigo's case, when you do a reverse, or you do like a special block or a perfect block or a perfect reverse, then he gains various enhancements like boosters, basic, attacks, basically speed, things like that, etc., etc. So like you see here is a pushback attack, and then with that pushback attack, you're able to go ahead and launch like special technique. Now, I'm assuming that this right here, the special flash attack, is the leaning forward move. Breaking it down there, I want to take into consideration that the leaning forward is probably what they were kind of like going for this in the sense. When successfully executed, the attack can be continued if an additional input is made during the attack. So essentially, if you do one of these leaning forwards, then you'll be able to go ahead and link an attack. The leaning forward, I believe, may have also a charge hit. So someone said that this was very similar to Dissidia. I don't think that this is going for the Dissidia in the sense. I think it's feeling very My Hero Academia-ish in that sense, like one's justice in the sense of how the button scheme may be laid out. I have to look into it a little bit more. Now, as far as the game blend, it could be similar to the whole Jujutsu Kaisen it meets My Hero in that sense, because people were saying that the whole stocks only go down if you get hit with like a special attack, that doing regular techniques and things like that don't take away that much damage, or don't take damage at all in that sense. So I kind of get where people may be coming around with that kind of mindset, but I honestly think that this is not really what's happening. I think that they're focused on Essentially like a samurai showdown kind of thing, where when you go ahead and you get the opening, you deal massive damage in that sense, because they are fighting with swords. So I think that that's what's going on here. I won't go ahead, don't quote me on that, but here's another thing called spiritual pressure move. So I'm assuming that this is his essentially his first special attack, which will be that spirit wielding with Ichigo. But then here we have the transformation into his Bankai, of course. Now this is more than likely what is called the X Factor. As you can see, Ichigo's performance, speed, and defense dramatically increase, as well as the number of additional special flash attacks, allowing for more aggressive attacks to be carried out. So essentially, with Ichigo, you'll be able to do where before, let's say for example, you was able to do like one flash attack or one lean forward into the next lean forward. Now, because of the way his setup is with Zangetsu here, you're able to do multiple leaning forward attacks, and does give you a lot of advantage in that sense. Now, that's not the only thing that they're showing here. The other part that they are showing is that you can go into the mask form as well. So I have to kind of like look at this and kind of take it into what I say, take it like a grain of salt. We're seeing multiple versions of Ichigo being played out here in the sense. This may just be the same Ichigo, but instead when he goes into this mode, what ends up happening is that when you do go Zangetsu, then the last, let's say, 5 seconds of the transformation, the mask goes on. Or if you're under a certain amount of health, I'm assuming that that's how it works. Generally, that's generally how it works. Rebirth of Soul is looking hot. Let's go on to the next video. Of course, there was 2 more videos that got dropped today. Rukia Kuchiki, this video got dropped, so let's go ahead and tune into that one and see exactly what we get in this video. Here we go. Here we go. Rukia. Okay? So they showed you a kind-hearted soul reborn in an old-fashioned way of speaking.
I will defeat you here.
Okay.
Number 31.
Okay. Oh, that's bullshit. She uses. Oh yeah, this is bullshit. Oh, this is bullshit. She uses Hado. Okay. What do we got here? Dance. Shodown Shiroyuki. Oh, but that's the Shikai version of it. Okay. 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 I see why Yaya was hyped on her. She's gonna have bullshit attacks. She's the zone character. She's literally a zone character. That shit's crazy. I never expected Rukia to be a zone character, but here we are. All right, let's put the intro there, and then let's go ahead and bring down the speed, and let's see what we get. Here we go. Okay, so her signature move, right, is Hado number 31, Shakaho. Create combos of various form of power with the Shakaho by holding the input. So this is essentially the Yoga Flames, Yoga Fire kind of thing. So if you hold the input, what ends up happening is that you can create stronger fireballs and stronger Shakaho attacks, and the Shakaho then does either more stagger or allows you to go ahead and ready up more damage, as you see there, right? So that's not charged up. This is just standard attacks there. And then her spiritual pressure move 1 is Hado number 4, the Byakurai. Release while stepping backwards. So if you step backwards, Byakurai makes Rukia momentarily invisible, allowing for punishing attack. So if you do it, it's essentially a backwards hit into a pierce. So you can use it in order to be able to like get out of essentially situations. Again, she's a zone character. She's looking very, very good. I'm not gonna front. She is looking very good. I am seeing why y'all like that. Hado number 33, Sokatsui, a follow-up attack that can be used after Rukia lunges and slashes successfully. So this attack is essentially, so not so much, she is a zoner in the sense of all her techniques to keep you the thing, but she also has techniques to get up close, but not like to be up close all the time. So I think this is really gonna be cool because essentially whenever the strategy fails in the sense of staying away with using your Hado and using your techniques, then you can go ahead and like get in on some action, especially because she's super fast as well as far as her initial hits if you saw carefully. So there's that. But then her Shikai version is actually really freaking cool. This is her Shikai version. This is not her Abankai. I'm assuming that there's going to be a Rukia for later down the road. From what I heard, and this will be in a different video because I already recorded that video, but from what I heard, Globku states that this only goes up to the fight with Aizen. So yes, there are a lot of characters to play with, but at the same time, that means that certain characters are not going to have like their full 100% Bankai or their full forms and things like that. That's interesting. The other thing is that I can see them doing it that way, the way that they're doing it, in order to give us the full bring and the 1,000 Year Blood War in DLCs, and then we get those characters from those particular DLCs, and then after we get through those chapters, then we start getting the characters that we're probably missing, you know, to fill in the gaps and things like that. That's really where I'm at. Not much to say about Rukia, to be honest. Rukia looks great. Not really much to say about Rukia. Rukia does look great. Rukia does look great. Rukia is going to be a hassle and a pain in the ass playing her online or playing against her online. So I'm looking forward to seeing all the zoners and how they're going to go ahead and go and, you know, set her up as best as possible. I think that that's the best thing that I can say about her. She is very fun looking so far, and I think that that's where I want to leave it at. I'm not a big fan of zoner characters. I'm not a big fan of you know, being at the distance all the time. But hey, listen, there are people out there that love that shit, and I'm not gonna go ahead and complain. So that's where I'll leave that at. Now let's go on to the final character that they dropped today, Uryu Ishida, and let's see exactly what kind of mayhem this actual zone character, he should be a zone character, will give us in this upcoming video. Here we go. All right, the final video. We are here. The Quincy Kojaku. So this is his first form, obviously, with the Kojaku arm bracer and whatnot. Okay. Doesn't sound like the same voice. Okay. What? Did they change his voice as English voice actor? I won't hold back. I think they changed. I think they changed his voice. Why am I stuck on his voice character change? Let's style. Okay. That shit look crazy. That shit is crazy. You know what's crazy though? How crisp these ultimates look. I was stuck on his whole thing, on his voice change. I saw everything that was going on, so now I'll break it down because obviously you guys are like, yeah, you was just stuck on the voice change, man. Now here we are. The Quincy, obviously we already knew that he was going to be a long range character. He was going to be a range character. That was not going to change. So Technically, Rukia would be like a mid-range character, mid-range / long-range, depending on how you want to look at it, like a hybrid of that. Quincy arrow, fire an arrow forward. The arrow hits the opponent. Uryu uses Hirenkaku to move in front of the opponent and does a follow-up attack that fires numerous arrows. So if one arrow hits, the next arrow shoot, keeps the character staggered in a way, okay? Seela Schneider. By holding Seela Schneider, Iru absorbs an opponent's attack, fired back upon for attack of his own. So he's a counter artist. There's some counter art going on there. Of course, this is the damage attack when he goes into his awakening mode. It's funny because Rukia had way more attacks, but with him, I think they're conserving some of his attacks and whatnot. So in this case, basically you'll be able to use like more spiritual attacks and more like arrows and such or whatever, and keep the opponent staggered. And then his ultimate comes in, and I wonder how his ultimate activates. I wonder if his ultimate might be a counter, or doesn't look like a counter. It kind of makes me remember like Seiya from Jump Force in the sense of that. I think you'll be able to use this in the long range and catch an opponent from the long range. That's something that hasn't really been answered as to how the ultimates work. But obviously, when it's arena, generally it's like you press certain button inputs and then they end up doing the ultimate. Like you press R2, you press square triangle, you press circle X, you press forward X, down X, some shit like that. It's just like an input. This game doesn't look like it's having any what I would say like quarter circle or any of those kind of movement or inputs like an actual fighting game. So that's just my take on that. But for Uryu, I believe that this one right here is going to get a lot of love. I think that this character is going to be very underrated, and he's probably going to be one of the better versions of the Uryu character that is going to show up in the game. That's just my take. I believe that the final version obviously is going to be the one that's the most OP with the crazy stuff, but this particular version also is going to be showing a lot of love. So stay tuned, because I will be using Uryu. He is one of my favorite characters in regards to the show, which is why I said I noticed the voice change in English. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that, you know, I won't use him or anything like that. I really like his design. I really like what he stands and what he represents. And at the same time, for the first time, I might use a long-range character, which I've already said I'm not a fan of the zoner, but he just looks fucking cool. So that's where I'll leave it at. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, y'all already know what to do. Hit the follow, hit the like, hit the share. Continue to come through here on the channel and holla at your boy Techneex for more Bleach Rebirth of Soul content. Y'all already know. Holla at the boy, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.